Hello, we are now in build session 4, structure and compliance awareness. So I'm going to wait, let me clear this, go back, copy and paste the prompt, putting it in Perplexity Pro. Act as a business legal research assistant. Compare sole proprietorship and LLC structures for a home-based service business in, I'm going to put my state, which is California. Explain liability differences, startup costs, and ongoing compliance basics. Provide a comparison table and plain English summary for educational purposes only. Now, I know some of you may be in another country. I don't know anything about starting a business in another country, so this is primarily geared towards the United States. But if you are in another country, you can take the basics here and just adjust it to however your country um, does things and do more research. But primarily, this is for the United States. One thing I want to mention, though, is California has so many regulations, restrictions, and it's very hard to get a business established in California. So if you can get a business established in California, you could probably get it established anywhere, which is why I want to use California because it is a unique state in the United States. So let's copy and paste this. Oops, I already did that. Okay, let's see what it says here. And the other thing I wanted to mention too is because I know I've been mentioning use whatever AI you have. Some of you may use ChatGPT, some may use Poe. Um, there's so many out there. So you need to use what you like, what is you're comfortable with, what you can afford. And you may get different scenarios using different AIs. And if you have more than one, you might want to try two or three and see what answers they provide and take bits and pieces from the different AIs. Okay, so what it's telling me here for home-based California service business, the solo proprietorship is the cheapest and simplest, but exposes your personal assets to all business risks, while an LLC costs more and requires basic formalities in exchange for a liability shield that usually protects your personal assets. This is general education, not legal or tax advice. So I started my uh, investigative business as a licensed PI in the year 2000. And I started that as a sole proprietorship, which was the easiest way to go. And that's something I highly recommend is if you're just a brand new business starting out, just start out as a solo proprietor because it's much more simpler, a lot less money than going into an LLC. And you notice here, it's not even talking about S Corp, C Corps, because that's way down the line. Usually the rule of thumb is like don't even think about S Corp, C Corp until you're making over $100,000. So I'm assuming my target market here are brand new solopreneurs. You haven't even made $1,000 yet. You're like brand new right out of the gate. My recommendation, again, not legal advice, is start off as a sole proprietor. So here it's giving information, sole proprietor versus LLC, single member LLC. That's actually what I am now with my business, Abella and Associates Group LLC, which has my other businesses underneath them as DBAs doing business as. So it's giving information for home-based service business. LLC primarily helps with the larger contracts and negligence exposures, while professional malpractice and intentional misconduct remains personal exposure zones, even with an LLC, which is true, which is why corporations are usually a safer bet. But again, you're not there yet. So I don't recommend spending money starting off as a corporation. That just doesn't even make any sense. So it talks about startup costs, ongoing costs, specifically for California, and you know how expensive we are. I mean, our gas is like what, $5 a gallon, where states across the United States, I think they're paying like $2 or $3 a gallon. So the sticker shock here, just know that if you're in another state, it's probably going to be a lot less costly. But this is where you're going to fine tune your prompt to enter the information of your particular business, your niche, your target market, your state, maybe whatever it is that you're doing. There's specific rules and regulations for the county that you're in. So I'm in Los Angeles County, which if I were to do business in San Bernardino County or Orange County, Riverside County, it could be a different structure for specific things, primarily more so for product services. That's why I wanted to start with not product services, for products versus services. Services is much more simpler to start than products. Start small, start easy, just get started. So let me just continue to scroll down and show you what it's, okay. So here we have a side-by-side comparison, home-based service businesses in California. It's given you everything under the sole proprietorship and then everything under a single member LLC. And it's a single member because it's just one person. You don't have partners in your company. It's just you. That's why I keep referring to solopreneurs. And then it gives you just a little summary of what it believes would be the best for your particular service-based business. So that's the end of our lesson for structure and compliance awareness. We'll put the check mark there. And I look forward to seeing you in session 5.